on, guys? It is a new video. We're going to talk filters today. One of the first things everybody wants to photograph when they get filters is a waterfall. Get that silky smooth water. So I've got the NiSi system. It's the NiSi V6 system. I'm going to test it today, and I'm going to photograph 3 different waterfalls on today's episode using the filters, and kind of just showing you the difference and why you might want to use filters. So let's do it, starting with Canto Lampo Waterfall here in Bali. Okay, so I just walked through the waterfall in the river to get to this spot. I've got the NiSi V6 filter system on right now, and I don't have an ND on because it's still like just after sunrise. There's lots of light. But what I do have is their polarizer on. I'm going to show you at the end of this video kind of a review of everything and how the system works, but the polarizer's on, believe me, and what that's doing is it's just cutting out all this reflection on the foreground rocks, and it's making the greenery just look really punchy. It looks phenomenal. So throughout this video, basically I'm going to take a photo showing you what it looks like with a filter and then one without. So right now I'm going to show you the photo before I put the polarizer on. And then I'm going to show you this photo I'm about to take now with the polarizer on, just so you can see the difference.
So we shine, 'cause we're gonna dance our way to the sky, yeah. 'Cause I got a feeling that it's gonna be a good day, hey, hey, a good day. I got a feeling that it's gonna be a good day, hey, 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 hey. It's gonna be a good day, a good day.
So I got my camera here at the second waterfall right on the water, and I want to do something a little bit different, which is a really long exposure. So I've got the NiSi 6-stop ND filter in there, and I'm going to do quite a long exposure. So it is quite bright in here, so I'll show you a photo without that, and it's going to have, you know, kind of heavy waterfall, and it's going to freeze the water. Then the second photo I'm going to take with this is going to be 6 stops slower. You're going to get silky smooth water in the fall. It's going to look really good, and you're also going to get like really smooth foreground, so you should get a bit of a reflection being this slow. I also have a polarizer in there as well to kind of darken some of the water here and bring out the greens. And yeah, this is the difference without a filter and with the filters. So I've just taken that photo, which is okay. I want to just try to go wider to show you what a grad filter looks like. So I'm going to go really wide on the same photo, but get some of this sky in. And with that, I'm going to need to use a grad filter because it's way brighter, as my voice cracks, way brighter up on the sky than it is down here. So the grad filter will hold in that light on the top. So again, I'm going to show you the image without that grad filter now. And then with the grad filter. Okay, back at it today again, and one more waterfall. I don't want to talk too much about what I'm doing from a photography standpoint today. I'm just going to show you the photos. It doesn't look like we're getting light again, so it might be another simple waterfall photo. So I'm going to show you some B-roll. I'm going to take the photos, and then I'll take you back to our villa and maybe just talk about the filters, how they work, and how I'm liking them.
Sitting on the sidewalk, broke as luck. Wondering where to go. Oh,
So I said I wasn't going to talk, but I'm talking. I'm going with 3 filters here. I've got a 3-stop on the top to hold in light. I've got a 2-stop on the bottom because the bottom's catching light, but the mid-ground isn't, and it creates separation by having the 2 grads like this, and then you've got the spot in the middle that'll get a better exposure. But I want a really long exposure on this one, so I'm also putting in the 6-stop because I want this foreground to have a lot of motion. So with 6 stops, that brings us all the way up to 30 seconds. I'm actually gonna have to go to ISO 200 even. ISO 200, adjust these filters accordingly. And then this 30-second photo will give me a really silky foreground. The waterfall will probably be too silky. Usually you wanna kinda go for like a second, half a second with waterfalls. But this foreground is gonna be what makes this image. It's kind of an S-curve up to the waterfall. And now I'm done talking.
this is low. She wants to know. Sweet, this is low. She needs to know. When do I get another life? Man, it feels like better days coming up our ways. Man, it feels like better days. Come on, sunshine.
The waterfall photography's done. I'm now back here with the filters, and I kind of want to walk you through how they work, how they assemble, and some thoughts on them. Before I get into that, I need to give you guys a disclosure. I was given the NiSi filter system by NiSi, and actually I'm working on some sort of ambassadorship program that is like a sponsorship from NiSi, who's been kind of amazing and really supportive of what I've been doing recently. So a massive thank you to NiSi, but that is my disclosure. But also know that I'm always going to be totally, completely honest about everything all the time. That's just how I work. I don't know any other way other than brutal honesty. On top of that, whenever I get something, whenever I win, I feel like you guys should win too. So I'm gonna give out of my pocket a NiSi filter system away to somebody. The way it's gonna work is you just leave a comment on this video, and then I use this program that picks out a random comment, and whoever that random comment is will win a filter system. I'm going to give away this system. It's the V6, and the kit I'll get you is the Landscape Kit, I believe it's called. So let's get into talking about how the filters work. There are some things that I really like about it, and there's some things that are going to take a little bit of getting used to. So let me assemble it and just, I guess, walk you through the process. So this is the adapter ring. This is like the main piece of the filter system, aside from the actual filter system. Essentially, the filter system pops onto this adapter ring. The adapter ring is 82 millimeters. And so if you have a lens that has a thread length of 82 millimeters, you just figure this out the right way around and you screw it onto the front. And then once it's on the front, you just pop on the filter system. I'm going to show you how to do that after, but that's pretty standard. Where it becomes a little bit different is if you have a lens that's not 82 millimeters. This is my 16 to 35. It is 77 millimeter thread length, and the way you need to set things up this way is you need these little kind of step-up rings. And these step-up rings come actually included in the Landscape Kit, and you just screw that onto the front of your lens. If you can find the threads, I always struggle with that. And then once it's on, you can leave that on forever. You don't need to take that off. And then the 82 millimeter screws right onto this, like that. And I think the reason, and obviously I haven't asked, I probably should, but I think the reason that they've done these step-up rings is to kind of save you guys money. These adapter rings, like they're 82 millimeter, are expensive. Some of the other brands, they're like $50, $60 for the adapter ring, and these step-up rings are really cheap. So I think the assumption is that you just buy these step-up rings, and then every time you change lenses, you unscrew the 82 millimeter version and you screw it on the other one. For me, when I'm using hundreds of dollars worth of filters, I'd much rather just pay for a bunch of these 82 millimeter versions and put one on every single lens so that I don't need to switch all the time. So for me, it's an extra step, and for me, I'll spend the extra money to buy a bunch more of these 82s and then just travel around with this nifty lens cap on the front. So I think it's nice to have the option. If you don't want to spend the extra money, you don't have to. But if you want to, like I do, you can spend the extra money. So the 82 millimeters on, the adapter ring's on. The way the system works then is like a lot of other systems, you have the filter holder. And the filter holder is like really good quality. It's not plasticky at all. I think it's that aviation aluminum. It's really, really solid. And you just pop it on using this little, what do you call these things? Notch, I guess? And you plug that on. Now it's on. And one of the really cool things about this holder system is it's got this locking mechanism. So you just twist that and now it's totally locked. It's not gonna move. So it's on. And then if you want to start putting filters on, you've got your filter pouch. There's 3 slots on the filter system, and I had no issue putting 3 filters in and getting no vignetting. So let's put a 6-stop in. 6-stop is in. Let's put, what is this? It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna put the filters in just so you can see. So put these filters in. I should also note that if you use filters from another brand, you have already like different brands filters, they'll also slide into this as long as they're 100 millimeter. I have other brand filters and they do slide in no problem. So I've got 3 filters in that. Now I want to talk about the polarizer because this is different as well. On some brands the polarizer goes on the outside, which is cool, but it also means that the polarizer has to be massive, and sometimes it causes vignetting issues. On the NiSi system, it goes on the back side. So we're going to unscrew this and we're going to pop this off. And the way this works is the adapter ring has these wheels on it that spin like that. You just hold the wheels from spinning. You drop that onto the top of your lens, and then as it's locked on, you just twist it to the right until it stops moving, like that, and then now it's on. And now if you need to move the polarizer, you're just spinning the wheel and it moves. And then if you want to put your filter system back on, you just pop it on over the top of it. It's back on. Let's lock it into place. And then again, if you want to move the polarization, you just spin the wheel back here. So I think it's really good. I think the reason that they put the polarizer back there is so you don't get light leaking. There's no refraction of light. It's totally blocked off. And then the other reason is probably just because it's smaller, lighter, and it won't get vignetting. I do find it to be a little bit, like it's an extra step. If you decide, I don't want the polarizer, you got to take the filter system off, and then you have to take the polarizer off as well. So it means an extra step to get it off, but I do think that overall it works. So that's the NiSi filter system. I am excited to see what they come up with. I'm hearing rumors, and potentially not just rumors, potentially they've already launched it already. I think I saw something on Petapixel the other day where NiSi has a filter system that each layer of filters can actually twist and rotate, so you can get a grad filter going this way and one going this way and maybe one going that way, so you can cover a lot more range. So I'm excited to see what NiSi's coming up with. I think you're probably gonna see a video that relates to filters at least once a month. Yeah, I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited, and be sure to leave a comment to potentially win one of these systems. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.